One evening, Johnson took all his courage in hand, walked to the elder girl, who, it was said, was soon to be moving beyond this world. "Chan," he said a little nervously. The old seagull looked at him kindly. "Yes, my son." Instead of being enfeebled by age, the elder had been empowered by it. He could outfly any girl in the flock, and he had one skill that the others were only gradually coming to know. "Chan, this world isn't heaven at all, is it?" The elder smiled in the moonlight. "We're running again, Johnson Seagull," he said. "But what'll happen from here? Where are we going? There's no such place as heaven." "No, Jonathan, there's no such place. Heaven is not a place, and it is not a time. Heaven is being perfect." We're silent for a moment. "You're a very fast flyer, aren't you?" I enjoy speed," Johnson said, taken back but proud that the elder had noticed. "You will begin to touch heaven, Jonathan. You will begin to touch heaven, Jonathan, in the moment that you touch perfect speed. And it isn't flying 1,000 miles an hour or a million, or flying at the speed of light, because any number is a limit, and perfect doesn't have limits. Perfect speed, my son, is being there." Without warning, Chan vanished, and appeared at the water's edge 50 feet away, all in the flick of an instant. Then he vanished again, stood in the same millisecond at Jonathan's shoulder. "It's kind of fun," he said. Jonathan was dazzled. He forgot to ask about heaven. "How do you do that? What does it feel like? How far can you go?" "You can go to any place, to any time that you wish to go," the elder said. "I've gone everywhere and everywhere I can think of." He looked across the sea. "It's strange, the gods who come perfection for the sake of trouble go nowhere slowly. Those who put aside trouble for the sake of perfection go anywhere instantly." Remember, Jonathan, heaven isn't a place or time, because place and time are very meaningless. Heaven is. "Can you teach me to fly like that?" Jonathan Seagull trembled to conquer the unknown. "Of course, if you wish to run." "I wish. When can we start?" "We could start now if you'd like." "I want to learn to fly like that," Jonathan said, and the strange light glowed in his eyes. "Tell me what to do." Chan spoke slowly and watched the young girl ever so carefully. "To fly as fast as so to anywhere there is," Chan said, "you must begin by knowing that you have already arrived." The trick, according to Chan, was for Jonathan to stop seeing himself trapped inside a limited body that had a 42-inch wingspan and a performance that could be plotted on a chart. The trick was to know that his true nature lived, as perfect as an region number, everywhere at once across space and time. Jonathan kept at it fiercely, day after day, from before sunrise till past midnight, and for all his effort he moved not a feather away from his spot. "Forget about face," Chan said it time and again. "You didn't need face to fly. You needed to understand flying. This is just the same. Now to try again." Then one day Jonathan, standing on the shore, closing his eyes, concentrating, all in a flash knew what Chan had been telling him. "Why, that's true. I am a perfect, unlimited God." He felt a great shock of joy. "Good," said Chan, and there was victory in his voice. "At last you've got the idea," Chan said, but your control needs a little work." Jonathan was stunned. "Where are we?" "Utterly unimpressed with the strange surroundings." The elder brushed the question aside. "We're on some planet." obviously, with a green sky and double-stop blossoms. Johnson made a squeal of joy, the first sound he had made since he had left Earth. "It works!" "Well, of course it works," John said, charmed. "It always works when you know what you're doing, not by your control." By the time they returned, it was dark. Jonathan stood there congratulations for less than a minute. "I'm the newcomer here. I'm just beginning. It is a fool must run from you." "I wonder about that, John," said Simon, standing near. "You have less fear of running than any girl I've seen in 10,000 years." The folk fell silent, and Jonathan fidgeted in embarrassment. "We can start walking with Charlie if you wish," Chan said, "till you can fly the past and the future. And then you will be ready to begin the most difficult, the most powerful, the most fun of all. You will be ready to begin to fly up and know the meaning of kindness and love." A month went by with something that felt about like a month, and Jonathan ran at a tremendous rate. But then the day came that Chan vanished. "Jonathan," he said, and these words, the last words that he spoke, "keep working on love." When they could see again, Chan was gone. As the days went past, the more he worked to know the nature of love, the more he wanted to go back to Earth. For in spite of his lonely past, Katsutoshi Ishikawa was born to be an instructor, and his one way of demonstrating love was to give something of the truth that he had seen to a girl who asked only a chance to see truth for himself. Sullivan, adept now at soft space flight and helping the others to run, was doubtful. "John, you were outcast once. Why do you think that any of the gods in your old time listen to you now?" "It is a proverb, and it's true. The god sees farthest who flies highest. Those gods where you came from were standing on the ground, squawking and fighting among themselves. They're 1,000 miles from heaven, and you say you want to show them heaven from where they stand. John, they can't see their warm wingtips. Stay here. Have the new gods here. The ones who are high enough to see what you have to tell them." Jonathan stayed and walked with the new birds coming in, who were all very bright and quick with their lesson, but the old feeling came back, and he couldn't help but think that there might be one or two gods back on the earth who would be able to run, too. "Sorry, I must go back," he said at last. "Your students are doing well. They can help you bring the newcomers along." Simon sighed. But he didn't argue. "I think I miss you, Jonathan," was all he said. "Sorry for shame," Jonathan said in reproach. "And don't be foolish. What are we trying to practice every day? If our friendship depends on things like space and time, then when we finally overcome space and time, we will destroy our own brotherhood. We overcome space, and all we have left is here. Overcoming time, and all we have left is now. And in the middle of here and now, don't you think that we might see each other once or twice?" Simon Seagull laughed in spite of himself. "You crazy bird," he said kindly. "If anybody can show someone on the ground how to see 1,000 miles, it will be Johnson Livingston Seagull." He looked at the sun. "Goodbye, John, my friend. Goodbye, Sally. We'll meet again." And with that, Johnson had in thought an image of the great golf box on the shore of another time, and he knew with practice that he was not born a feather, but a perfect idea of freedom and flight, limited by nothing at all. Richard Seagull was still quite young, but already he knew that no bird had ever been so harshly treated by any flock or with so much injustice. Don't be harsh on them, Richard Seagull. In casting you out, the other gods have only hurt themselves. And one day they will know this, and one day they will see what you see. Forgive them, and help them to understand. An inch from his right wingtip flew the most brilliant white gull in all the world, gliding effortlessly along, moving a feather that was very nearly Fletcher's top speed. There's a moment of chaos in the young bird. What's going on? Am I mad? Am I dead? What is this? Low and calm, the voice went on reading his thought, demanding an answer. Question Wind Seagull, do you want to fly? Yes, I want to fly. Question Wind Seagull, do you want to fly so much that you will forgive the flock and run and go back to them one day and work to help them know? There's no line to this magnificent, skillful being, no matter how proud or how the bird was Richard Seagull. I do, he said softly. The fresh, the bright creature said to him, and the voice was very kind. Let's begin with the rebel flight. Jonathan circled slowly over the far cliffs, watching. This rough young Fletcher girl was very nearly a perfect flight student, with strong, light, and quick in the air, but far away, more important, he had a brazen drive to want to fly. By the end of 3 months, Johnson had 6 other students out casual, yet curious about this strange new idea of flight for the job of flying. Still, it was easier for them to practice high performance than it was to understand the reason behind it. And his student would be asleep, exhausted from the day's flying. Your full body from wingtip to wingtip, Johnson would say at times, is nothing more than your thought itself, in the form you can see. Break the chains of your thought, and you break the chains of your body too. But no matter how he said it, it sounded like present fiction, and they needed more to sleep. It was only a month later that Johnson said the time had come to return to the flock.